the time they
All right, great. Um, please proceed. We have started. We are in the webinar room now.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want me to do a little, just introducing the ECOP program, and then you take over.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Before we start, we welcome you to this webinar, and we would like to first invite Professor Kenneth Leong, the Director of the State Skill Laboratory of Marine Environmental Health, to give a welcoming remark. Professor Leong? Is he? Is he? Yeah.
可以，那你可以说放。
因为我的 attendance 没办法，因为我的 attendance 没随月。然后有一种。
Oh, hello, guys. Sorry. So, Professor Leon is now could talk, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome, Professor Leong.
I can talk, but it didn't share my face.
Oh, wait. All right. I think you are now able to.
Hello. Hello, can you see me now?
Yes, we
good.
can.
Sorry for the technical problem. On behalf of the State Key Laboratory of Marine Environmental Health, City University of Hong Kong, we welcome all of you and also the two speakers for today's topic about early career. As a part of the UN Decade of Oceans Science for Sustainable Development, it also emphasized on the support to early career young people. So in this seminar, we invite two young people to speak about their journey and also the how we can facilitate the young people in the ocean science avenue. So I just want to update you about our progress. We're going to launch the second phase of Global Estuary Monitoring Program in next month. And then if you're interested to join us, please contact Chong or through our GM website, and then you can do the registration. Then we will send you the passive samplers and the sampling protocol, and also the online video so that you can learn how to do the sampling as a team. And then the good news is we have finished the phase 1 chemical analysis. We are writing the paper. For those who are joining us, we're going to send you the draft for comment probably in maybe in 2 months' time when the manuscript is ready. And as mentioned in our last webinar, another good news is that we received funding of 10 million Hong Kong dollar to support our second phase project. So what does it mean? We will pay for all the transportation from your countries to Hong Kong for the sample deliverable. And also we will cover all the costs for the chemical analysis, eDNA analysis, and so forth. The final announcement is that we just published a paper in environmental pollution. We already saw the paper in our website. We document the predicted no effect concentration of 4 prevalent antibiotics in the estuaries. So now we have those critical toxicity endpoint for our risk assessment. Currently, we're working on more chemicals. We're going to finish another project for 10 pharmaceuticals, water quality criteria as well. So we hope that after the second phase of the project, we may have maybe collection of 50 different chemicals, predicted no effect concentration for more robust environmental risk assessment. So without further ado, I pass to Demi. Demi will be our chair lady today. She will introduce the 2 speakers for us. Once again, thank you for joining us today. So far, we have 42 participants. We are expecting more when people coming in soon. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Leong, for the opening remark. Now we'll move to our first speaker. For our first talk, we are very honored to have Dr. Shenghui Li from Guangzhou Ocean University, IPB University. Dr. Shenghui Li is currently a lecturer and researcher at the Guangzhou Ocean University and an international postdoc fellow at IPB University. She also serves as project leader of the Ocean Literacy Across Languages, OLAL, project under the ECOP Programme. Our research focuses on marine spatial planning and global ocean governance, with particular emphasis on transboundary issues and multi-stakeholder collaboration. Dr. Li is a steering member of the MSP Research Network and is committed to advancing MSP education and research. She is especially interested in the role of MSP in enhancing coastal community resilience and strengthening regional marine governance in the context of climate change. She holds significant leadership roles in the international scientific community, serving as a co-chair of both the Interdisciplinary Marine Helicarrier Network and the Acting Knowledge Committee of the International Platform for Ocean Sustainability. Through her work with global and regional partners, she actively promotes stronger interfaces between ocean science, policy, and society. So in the next 30 minutes, she will give a presentation titled Breaking Language Barriers for the Ocean Decade, Ocean Literacy Across Languages as a Pathway to Inclusive Ocean Action. Welcome, Dr. Li.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's my great pleasure to be here, and thanks for the GEM program for invitation. Since I'm not in the Premuka Island, so the internet was not good, so I'll turn off my video, but to make sure the internet will be good. So the voice is clear, right? Okay, I will turn off my video and share my screen now. Okay. May I check? So can you see the screen?
Yes, no
Yes,
problem.
we can.
Okay, thank you. So thank you everyone to join our webinar today. So I'm also partnership coordinator of ECOP China. And so today I'm talking more about our recent endorsed UN Ocean Decade project and the ECOP program, Ocean Literacy Across Languages. So for the past several years, I'm very interested and passionate about ocean literacy. Although my research focusing more on marine spatial planning. So this is just a very clear and very short overview of my self-introduction. So I'm now a postdoc fellow in IPB University, Indonesia, and also researcher and lecturer in Guangdong Ocean University based in China. Also, I also very actively engaged in the collaboration across the different countries and regions, and very passionate about to collaborate with different early career researchers and ECOPs. Is very great to learn from the other ECOPs and early career researchers. That will be very great to seek more opportunities and collaborations to conduct this interdisciplinary research, especially across nature science and social science related to the ocean conservation. So today my outline for this topic is about the challenge of language barriers. So actually this is a very big challenge for different countries whose official language is not English. So especially under the UN Ocean Decade, because I always heard about some, not only for ECOPs, but also for senior researchers, they have limited information about UN Ocean Decade, just because all of us prefer to read or talking in our first language. So I think this is also not good for accessible and inclusive ocean action. So I'm thinking probably I can do something for breaking the challenge of language barriers. So that is the original sort of ocean literacy across languages. And also I will share my personal experiences about ocean literacy activities from the classroom to the coastal communities, and also about, as I mentioned, the stories and progress of OLA project, Ocean Literacy Across Languages. So firstly, now I'm based in Indonesia. Actually, even though I come here almost 2 months, but it's still difficult to say bahasa. The only thing I can say is thank you, Magasi, that's it. So for the others, it's so difficult for me. So if we needed to talk with the local community, so most of them prefer to speak bahasa. And also in China, is the same, like different coastal communities that prefer to speak their local accent or Mandarin or Cantonese. So this is something we met in our research, like not only in research, but also across the world, that if you want to learn from the other countries' practices, is also the only accessible is for English version, but most of best practices, there's not all translated into English. So this is just mentioned about the common language, and then move to the ocean literacy. So recent years, ocean literacy is already regarded as a global strategy to raise awareness for the conservation, restoration, and sustainable use for our ocean. If you attend some international conferences, you might see a lot of ocean literacy related activities or side events talking about different practices or projects, activities related to ocean literacy. So it's kind of a tool to promote transformative ocean governance. So here is just give you background information in case you didn't check the definition of ocean literacy. So actually, this comes from the formal education. Actually, the formal education in the K-12 in USA. So they give the definition of ocean literacy as the understanding of our individual and collective impact on the ocean and its impact to our lives and well-being. So it's kind of mutual relationship between the ocean and the human beings. I think this definition is also very connected and fits with our topic or theme of the World Ocean Day in this year. So the thing is about reimagining about our new relationship with the ocean. So this is also very high relevance. So there is also a lot of approaches for ocean literacy, such as citizen science. Also, like in European countries, they have a new kind of initiative to highlight the role of citizen science to collect more data from the coastal community. And also it can save a lot of cost. Another one is about blue schools. So the UNESCO also have established a big blue school network. So this is also a very great global initiative to support ocean literacy. Also, we have storytelling, exhibition, community-led programs, etc. So this is just to give you some example about ocean literacy practices. And here is also last year in Nice, we had a lot of ocean literacy related side events about to share our experiences and projects on ocean literacy in different countries and regions. Also highlight the role of the youth or the ECOPs. So this is also very great opportunity for ECOPs to share our projects and to learn more from the others. Another one I want to highlight here is about Sea Beyond. So I think there also is a very great example to show how the market, how the company can support ocean literacy. So they give the 1% of, I think there's one product chain for environmental friendly products to share the benefits, to share their income to support ocean literacy, this Sea Beyond project, so from the Prada. So the reason why I mention about this is that last year in Shanghai, so I also attended one of their exhibition in Rongzhai, the Prada. So you can see here they have exhibition, a very beautiful place. You can see here the exhibition, and also there are lots of workshops and activities for their families, for the kids. So very interesting to invite the biologist from Japan to join a lot of marine mammals, fish, a lot of different fishes to let their student from primary school to learn more from the ocean. So this is also very interesting. I was also get very inspired by one the photographer there. So I took the picture because I deeply touched by this sentence or quote here. It says, I believe everyone has a duty to do something for our planet with their own capacity and skill. I do it through photography because photography doesn't need translation. So I was thinking, yeah, that's right. If we see a lot of exhibition, painting, or you can say arts product, so there's no need any translation. So this is also the best way, actually it's the best way I'm thinking to do ocean literacy because you can see the picture, you can see the photo, you can see or video or any art products. So this is very inspiring from this exhibition. And I'm also thinking, because I'm not a photographer, I'm also thinking based on my background, what can I do for the ocean literacy? So here I also share my own experiences. So for the past 5 years, so for each year I will give some ocean talk to the primary school. So it's very interesting. So this was 5 years I was in Shanghai. I also learned from them. I think the best is the meaningful engagement of teaching is that I can teach something for the student, but at the same time, I learned a lot from the students. So it's very inspiring discussions together. Another thing is that we needed to change our language style. Like you cannot give a very professional presentation. You needed to keep everything, every concept to be easy to understand. So this is also kind of a challenge I have made. Like I needed to make everything easier rather than very professional or very difficult concept that this concept was, were not in their mind. So, and it's not easy to explain many concepts or definitions of some professional words. So this is also very great opportunity for me to learn how to translate or to transfer this ocean literacy or ocean education to keep it more simple and easy to understand. And since 2 years ago, we have also a little project on Mangrove Plus. So we explore the different models of mangrove conservation with other CUs, such as ecotourism, with industry, with food industry, and also many arts activities there in Zhanjiang city. Because back to 2021, Zhanjiang make a new policy to establish a mangrove city. So we did a lot of interviews with the stakeholders. But as I mentioned, so in Zhanjiang, so have at least 4 different local accents, including Cantonese and also the others. So I needed to ask my students, local students, to help me to do this interview. So this is also kind of experience to let you know that even though in the same country, in the same city, you still have some language barriers there. So yeah, this is also kind of probably we needed to doing this kind of deeply discussions, dialogues with local communities, then we can learn a lot from their experiences, from their traditional ecological knowledge. So this is very important to support our further knowledge sharing. Also in 2024, actually this was my first side event of ocean literacy. So I really appreciate for Ratha to, coordinator of ECOP Asia to organize the side event in Bangkok in their second UN Ocean Decade Regional Conference in Bangkok. Actually, this was also my first time to meet Professor Liang. Yeah. So we had a good discussion about ocean literacy, and after that, we established the Ocean Literacy Hub Asia and to make strong connection within this region. So this is very great to meet a lot of ECOPs there, especially to have stronger collaboration together, because I'm always thinking that if you do something alone, there is sometimes you don't have any good way to move forward your project. But through this kind of dialogue with other ECOPs, I learned a lot from this their project, their successful experiences, even some unsuccessful or values that I can learn a lot, and then it can also to contribute to my project implementation. So this is also very important. So I always high value this kind of face-to-face dialogue to learn a lot from other ECOPs. I also lead a project. So this is about marine higher education empowers sustainable ocean governance. So not only for this field study with the coastal community, but also to explore the current curriculum and ocean-related majors, especially in China. So it's the current marine higher education ocean-related like master and PhD programs. So we already have the established data and database across all coastal provinces, also including Hong Kong and Taiwan. So we are all under the analyze stage to see what's the current stage of marine higher education system in China and what's the gap there. So it's still in progress. And now I want to share the OLA project. So just let you know the story of this project. Actually, this project just in the UNOC 3. So we have a set events. Also, Virginia hosted this panel, and she asked us a question like, what's the challenges we faced for different ECOP national node? Most of us will say findings, right? Because it's not easy to get findings for ECOPs. And also, until today, there's no sustainable findings for ECOP China. So for each national node, this is a very big challenge. But I also highlight another challenge is about language, because actually, we have a lot of international collaboration opportunities, but most of the early career researcher or students, like in China, they prefer to speak English, because each day in our daily life, we speak English. It's not because their English is not good, it's about they're, very shy to speak English. We don't have this kind of environment. So I'm thinking there are lots of, because I also notice they have no idea about what is ocean decay. So I'm thinking probably I can do something to address this language, to make some publications or books to translate the good stories from the international communities from English to translate to Chinese, and also what the Chinese people did, good project about ocean literacy. I can make a collection and then translate to English to show to the international community. So this is the original thought about ocean literacy across languages. So this is a thing back to last year in June. So then in August, I applied this project. So I was very lucky that this project officially endorsed by the UN Ocean Decade in March this year. So here just let you show about what our objectives of this project. So the first one is to establish a global youth-led database of ocean literacy projects and actions. I'm very happy that Raphael also will collaborate with me. So this all of the results of this database will be in the ECOP program website. So we are all, although we are work very slow, there is no finding for this. All of these are volunteer job. So we work very slow, but we already established one. So I will let you have a look on the current progress. The second one is to launch multi-language ocean literacy publications. So as I mentioned, we plan to from Chinese and English as start from these two languages, but also if we have capacity, then we can expand to other languages such as French, and also like Japanese, so any others. So, but we do need the support and the contribution from other ECOPs. We needed to have a collective, have collaborations with different countries. So this is, I'm really looking forward for the future. Now the current progress is about the tentative database. It looks like this. So we hope to collect the ocean literacy project, but also activities or actions from across the world to have the mapping. I think we will have a good mapping at the global scale to see what's the ECOP lead or ECOP involved ocean literacy project. And we plan, actually this was my first time. This is my only slide generated by AI. I'm trying to make this database more clear to you. So I tried to use AI to show the table. So we plan to make a project title and then make a summary here, and also the leader contact, and also the project or activity website, and also the other informations to show there. We also have some classifications for different types of ocean literacy or different regions or different knowledge or inland or coastal land. So this is also a different language. So you can see this is our current design for database, but we do need your support and the contribution. So we will make a call in our ECOP program to hope that you can, if you are also lead or involved in some ocean literacy project or activities, please to support us. And the other one is about as I mentioned, we want to have publications, books. So we currently have 3 books under development in all the project. The first one is Learning from the Blue, the best practice and emerging voice in ocean literacy. So this one we already finished the first draft, and we will publish in December. Is now will be under the review process. The second will be Chinese ocean literacy practices. So we plan to publish it before April. So we hope to make these 2 books have a showcase in the next UN Ocean Decade Conference in Brazil. Sorry. Oh, yeah, this is the first book. The co-editor is me, Raphael, and Athek. So we have 4 parts, including citizen science, education, arts and culture, sustainable blue economy. Our co-authors from a lot of countries. Really, really appreciate for the contribution from our co-authors. Without their support, then we will not have this book. The second, Chinese ocean literacy project will from the north to the south to make a collection of ocean literacy projects and actions. So this will be led by me and Zhang Jing from SEE Foundation. The third book is about the Chinese white dolphin and France dolphin collaboration and research. So this one is under process. We already established the core author team, but it's just make the start. So we're looking forward for future, have more books. Also, probably we can have another book with GEM program in the future to show your to make, I think it will be also make a combination about what you did from the science and also to the society. Another one I want to highlight, also hope you can see, is the special issue with the Ocean Coast Management and Journal of Sea Research. So the deadline for submit your promoting ocean literacy papers will be at the end of October. So if you have some work to share, please submit your work, submit your manuscript with us. So another event I will finish very soon. Another event I want to highlight here is Blue Wave Conference. So actually we also had a very good side events session of promoting ocean literacy. So we have panel discussion about ocean literacy, Hope Asia. So this was last year in Shenzhen. So Chen Chong was also there. This year will be in Xiamen. So we'll also have a half day to to host the workshop of promoting ocean literacy, including our project, OLA project, also joint workshop of the ECOP program, Ocean Literacy Hubs in Asia and Africa, and also to highlight the deep sea arts education. So because this year, Xiamen also applied for the host of the BBNJ. So this is also kind of to support Xiamen's initiative. Yeah, if you have interest, please also check the information from the ECOP program about Blue Wave Conference 2026. Yeah, that's all about my presentation today. So really hope to have further collaborations with you on ocean literacy. And also we need your support to breaking language barriers together. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's all my presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Li, for your very insightful and interesting presentation. We can now take a few questions. If you have any questions, please, you can just unmute and ask the questions, or you can also drop them in the chat box. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat box, but also to introduce yourself. So I'm going to launch just a short survey for us to know where you are joining us from. If you can see the survey on your screens, the poll on your screens, please respond to the polls. Let's know where you are joining us from. So, and if you are an ECOP, so if you are less than 10 years in your career, then you are considered an early career ocean professional. And we are also interested in knowing how you interact with the ocean, whether you are students, you are from the government, and then where you are joining us from. Yeah, I can see some responses. Amazing.
Okay, maybe I have one question for Shenghui. Hello, Shenghui, are you there?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Very interesting talk. Thank you so much for your great talk. Because I know you're very good at to transfer the knowledge into the public and the stakeholders. So my question is just because I'm doing some scientific research and work, and I wonder how we can transfer our scientific papers into the knowledge that people, especially the public and the stakeholders, can easily get. Is there any good some activity forms you can suggest in this respect? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Actually, this is also another challenge to, directly to translate or to transfer your scientific paper to the to like for the kids or for the course communities, it's very, very difficult. But actually there is several ways to do so. For example, there is one question you need to think about. If you want to make your results, your research more easy to understand, you need to think about if there is a like 7 years old or 10 years old kids in front of you, what can you explain your research to this boy or this girl? but they're only 7 to 10 years old. Then you need to rethink about how to explain your research. So this is the first question we need to ask ourselves, like how to explain our research. So actually, this is very difficult. Another thing is about from the scientific to the policy. I think Professor Liang have a lot of successful experiences. Such as like you can make policy brief. So most of our papers like 9 to more than 10 pages. So we needed to make like in one piece of paper to make a very, very short and also with some fingers or pictures to make it visually to have a clear mapping of your results. So this is also very important from the science to the policy, because most of the time the decision making process that the manager or the planner, they don't have a background, they don't have expertise of they cannot understand. Actually, there are a lot of data, and even though you think it's very clear already, or data results so clear, but actually because of a different background, so actually it's not easy to understand. So this is so that's why we needed to translate another. So this is also mentioned some kind of language, but it's not only for different countries' language, but also language style. How to make a kind of a transition of language style, how to make it simple, to easy to understand. So actually it takes time, and we needed to have more practice. So I think for GEM project, it's very great to connect with from the land to the sea and with the coastal communities. It would have many, because we need actually at this end, we do need this support from the local community to protect our river to the ocean, the system. So I think we needed to rethink how to express our opinions or results, but we also need to have more real dialogue with them, and then we will know how to share our results. Need some practice actually.
Thank you. Great talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to invite Professor Leong if he has any questions.
Maybe we answer question from the audience first. I see 2 questions.
Okay,
From
there are some
Angelo
questions.
Tiso.
Angelo Tiso.
She asks, what is your target audience? Students, NGO, or government? What are your biggest barriers you have encountered to share technical data? How do you communicate scientific data despite language barriers? You click on the Q&A.
So
It's so on the Q&A.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw it. I'm trying to answer this question. Thank you so much for Anglo. Yeah, thank you. So the first question about the target audience. Actually, we hope to, as there's a project, it says ocean literacy for all. So our first design for this project, there's no very certain audience, and we really hope not only for database, but also for the book publication, we hope to make it easy to understand. It's not kind of academia work or research. It's kind of most of the project, most of them comes from the coastal community. So actually, we make the language, make the formats easy to understand. So I think including what you said here, including students, NGOs, governments, actually our co-authors is also from these diverse stakeholders. Second question is about what's your biggest barriers you encounter to share. I think this is the same with Chen Chong asked just is the same question. And the third one is how you communicate scientific data despite language barriers. Yeah, I think it's also very similar with Chong's question. We actually most of the ocean literacy project we currently conducted is more from the coastal community or from the NGO. So for the scientific data, so we invited several early researcher from the university to ask them to share their stories from their universities, such as in Shan University, they have a new course about AI plus marine science. So we also invited them to share their stories, how to address the current, the new technology. It's also kind of an opportunity, but also kind of challenge for us to using AI in our research and also in marine science. So this is also kind of way to let these researcher to share what's happening of their course or modules in the university. And also for scientific data, there is no direct project about sharing this at this moment, but there is also, I think the UN Ocean Decade is a very great platform, like to link the scientific data to the ocean action. So most of these projects comes from the other UN Ocean Decade program or projects. So this is very great to make this connection with them and to share their UN Ocean Decade program or project experiences about this. Thanks. Hope to answer your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
So Angelo, yes. So maybe you can clarify your questions or let us know if your questions are answered. That is why I have unmuted you. So please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. First of all, thank you for the opportunity, and I also wanted to highlight how amazing is the project that you're running in terms of breaking the language barriers, which like eventually will lead us to connect the ocean knowledge, and the ocean literacy that is very much aligned to challenges 9 and 10 of the Ocean Decade. So from my perspective, I've been working with a school that operates on a vessel, on a sailing ship, and I'm running the citizen scientist program. So the students, which are high school students, basically are collecting environmental data from the ocean on the crossing. No, so we are doing this in the Atlantic, and we're connecting basically Europe, the South America, and the US so far. But I see that in Asia, I particularly think there is a lot. Asia have a lot to offer, and I think in terms of their connection with the ocean. So we basically connect our data, our student data, with an established oceanographic database called the Ocean Data Platform from Hope Ocean. So that's why I wanted to understand, from your perspective, especially being in such a relevant cities like in Shanghai and in Thailand, how that connection between the data, the language barriers, and eventually turning into this ocean literacy available for the local communities in Asia.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So
for our next,
do you have 1 minute for me?
sure, go ahead.
So I want to share. I was inspired by Dr. Li's talk because she highlights the language barrier, but also means not because of language itself, literally. It's about how can you communicate for all ages.
For instance, our ultimate goal for the GEM program is to develop solutions to make our estuary cleaner and safer to all. So we need concerted effort to change behavior. For example, for any unused or expired medicines, they shouldn't flush in the toilet. Just a very simple story. How can you tell people they are changing of the behavior actually helping and benefit the environment? So we have to educate the kindergarten kids all the way to grandfather, grandmother. So I think this is something I think we should do, Chen Chung. This is a very important. We might have to develop some leaflet for different age group as well. And then the second thing, Dr. Lee mentioned about the funding limitation. This is the reason why we have this early career forum. In fact, young people should talk to old people like me because we have more experience to find resources. Recently, I invited Dr. Lee to go to an innovation forum. Then I link her up to some banker. Then the banker, after listening to her story, she is very keen to give her money. So this is the way we work to help the early career people. If you do have a good idea, maybe you can talk to some senior academic or industry people. They will find some way to help you. So don't hesitate to talk to people about your dream. So that's my conclusion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Dr. Lee,
much.
thank you so much for your inspiring
Thank you,
presentation.
Professor.
Please, there's one more question for you in the chat box. Because of time, you can directly reply to the person in the chat box, the Q&A section. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, because of time, we are going to move straight to our next speaker, Dr. Shayu Fang. Dr. Shayu Fang is committed to advancing coastal sustainability by strengthening connections between scientific research, policy development, and community engagement. An ocean nerd at heart, she advocates for evidence-based international collaboration to deliver actionable solutions for ocean sustainability. She is the Executive Director of the Future Earth Coast, FEC, a global research network connecting more than 5,000 experts and over 1,000 early career researchers worldwide. Shayu also contributes to global sustainability governance through roles including membership on the Future Earth Governing Council and the steering committee of the Sustainability Initiative in the marginal seas of South and East Asia. Our work bridges science and policy through engagements with several international initiatives, including the UN Ocean Decade, UN ESCAP, the UN Science Report, Belmont Forum, and the IAEA Ocean Acidification International Coordination Center. With a background in marine ecosystem science and experience coordinating international marine data initiatives, she integrates quantitative expertise with strategic science policy engagement. So in the next 30 minutes, she would give a presentation titled Future Earth Coast and the Ocean Decade, Building Knowledge for Sustainable Coastal Futures. Let's welcome Dr. Shayu Fang. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I really feel grateful that I got the invitation from the GEM program, and the presentation from Shenghui was really, really inspiring. And the discussion is also quite motivating, especially for us as early career researchers. And today I'm going to talk from another perspective, global research networks. So I'm from Future Earth Coasts. It's a global research network of Future Earth to support healthy coasts and oceans for just an environmentally sustainable future. And we actually built on more than 40 years of scientific expertise, the formal IGBP program, land-ocean interactions in the coastal zone. So the vision for Future Earth Coast is to support transformation to a sustainable and a resilient future for society and nature on the coast by facilitating innovative, integrated, and impactful knowledge mobilization. And we serve as a networking platform to bring together various stakeholders interested in coast and global environmental change to co-design and co-produce knowledge products. And we enhance the landscape by adding value to existing research programs and disciplines and promote dialogue between scientists, government, civil society, research founders, and also the private sector. So we operate through 3 themes: dynamic coast, that's like the scientific part, and then we included the human dimension, human development and the coast. Eventually, the overarching goal is to found the pathways to coastal sustainability. We also identified 4 critical vulnerable environments that's really need to increase resilience under the condition of climate change. That's small islands, urbanization, Arctic, and river mouth systems. So this is our strategic document that adopts 4 steps, because every iteration will be driven by different region needs. So the first step is to bring regional coastal stakeholders together to agree on a way forward, to build a shared understanding about the coast and identify coastal futures. Then to co-design a pathways towards coastal sustainability and co-produce innovative coastal sustainability interventions. The Future of Coast is composed of 6 critical elements: executive committee, international project offices across 5 continents, and it's co-led by International Project Office China and Australia. We also have additional hubs in Mexico, Ghana, and the USA. And our regional engagement partners act as local offices to coordinate and promote coastal global change research at regional and local level. We also have our individuals, our participants. Our academy is composed of highly visible scientists with highest reputations, and we also have our early and mid-career researchers, totaling 59 from 27 countries. It's like our very dynamic activities, and it's a network to promote engagement in policy processes for early career researchers. And we also have more than 52 global initiatives across 6 continents to align their research goals with the Future Earth Coast vision and mission. So this is a visual of our network, and it's really building on more than 40 years of expertise. It's this kind of intergeneration passion and knowledge transfer, and also with this cross-sectoral connection. So this network has really 3 dimensions. And this is a list of our affiliated activities and supported networks. And this is a snapshot in 2025. And currently we have more than 5,000 experts within our network with more than 1,000 ECOPs. And within our network, we also have bottom-up initiatives. We call them working groups, to facilitate and enable the exchange of knowledge between scientists, managers, and other stakeholders. We have cyber coasts and the circles of coastal sustainability to develop indicators for coastal sustainability, and lagoons for life, focusing on lagoon ecosystems and their ecosystem services. And Mega Delta Working Group, just transitions and also cross-continental routes, mangroves collaboration from China to Australia to Latin America and Africa. And also, this Just Transitions Working Group is actually the equity lens Future Earth Coast we adopt. Because often when we resolve the issue of coastal sustainability and the change of climate change, we often forget to ask the question, who is left behind and who really benefits, and what's the next step for us? So equity is a key here, and this working group focuses on equity, inclusion, and governance, and institutions, and community participation, and eventually knowledge action integration. So in the past, we organized a lot of stakeholder engagements and a lot of consultations, also webinars, to learn the lessons globally. And in 2026, we launched a training course with 6 focused 2-hour sessions exploring just transitions in diverse coastal contexts. So if you are interested and you want to gain a broad understanding of how just transition challenges are adjusted globally, please feel free to sign up, and we also welcome all global case studies. And next up, I will introduce our long-standing initiative, the working group of Mega Delta. Actually, the tie of Mega Delta, between the Mega Delta and also GEM, was already in place a long time ago. And we also met Professor Liang 2 years ago in Barcelona in the UN Ocean Decade Conference. And it has been a joint effort towards coastal sustainability. It's a very good example. And the Mega Delta Conference meeting actually was back to 2018, and then eventually led to the establishment of Future Earth Coast's Mega Delta Working Group. And later in 2021, it was endorsed as the first batch by IOC UNESCO as a UN Ocean Decade Program. And the implementation plan is to first learn from the cutting-edge results of international research. It's surrounding facts. First theme, the dynamic coasts, then human development and coasts to include the human dimension. So it's to develop scientific theories and technologies for serving the sustainable development of deltas and carry out capacity building and knowledge dissemination activities, eventually to propose pathway solutions to sustainable development challenges in the world's major river deltas. So this is a snapshot of this. In the 6 years ago, it was 16 major deltas, and now it has been extended to 25 global river deltas. And in the past years, we also achieved a few milestones. We established the virtual joint laboratory of estuarine and coastal research, together with TU Delft Norwegian Water Research Institute and other partners. And we also established a database for global deltas, published a Delta Sustainability Report, and also with 6 Ocean Decade projects affiliation and 16 international projects have been awarded under the umbrella of Mega Delta Programme. And another example is Future Earth Coast's engagement with international science policy processes. Except for the Mega Delta Programme, we also were involved in the Coast Predict Programme to serve on the advisory committee, contributing to strategic planning for enhanced coastal resilience. And also we're in partnership with DCC, OCC. And except for the Ocean Decade and at the beginning of this year, actually, my host institution, State Key Laboratory of Estuarine and Coastal Research, also secured or let's say got endorsement from the UN Science Decade with Future Earth Coast as the main communication platform and facilitating platform. So it's to support coastal socio-ecological resilience. And in the meantime, the Future Earth Coast Initiative Delta Accelerator has already been positioned as a core initiative within the Asia Science Mission led by ISC. And back in February this year, there was an Asia Impact Forum, and this was also pitched to represent the mission's Delta and the coastal systems pillar. And in the meantime, Future Earth Coast experts also serve on a lot of international intergovernmental processes. So next up, I will introduce a bit on the Ocean Decade and the UN Ocean Decade conferences. So I think a lot of you have been aware of this decade. The vision is the science we need for the ocean we want, and the mission is to catalyze transformative ocean science solutions for sustainable development, connecting people and our ocean. And we have in total 10 decade challenges, which identified as the most pressing priorities in this decade. And this series of UN Ocean Decade conferences actually was initiated since 2021. During COVID, there was a virtual meeting in Germany. It was a kickoff conference. Then finally, 2 years ago in Barcelona, there was the Ocean Decade conference. And then next year in Brazil, there will be the 2027 UN Ocean Decade Conference, and I'm currently serving on the program committee. We're shaping the agenda, and through this conference, there will be 8 regional solutions blueprints produced, and also 8 thematic solutions blueprints produced. And of course, by the end of the decade, there will be the 2030 Ocean Decade Conference, and the location hasn't been decided yet. And from the 2024 Barcelona conference, the goal was to take stock, to set priorities, and to catalyze actions. So in total, there were over 2,600 participants from 124 countries. And that's eventually led to Barcelona's statement that sets the priorities for science and knowledge, and it also come up with the needed cross-cutting and enabling environment priorities, and to show commitments and announcement. And for the 2027 conference, it's basically like to launch the spirit and to shape the marathon. So the goal is to showcase and track achievements towards the Barcelona statement priorities, to agree on the urgent and immediate actions to the end of the decade, to accelerate policy impact through ocean science knowledge in priority areas of action, and to discuss commitments of partnerships and actions to lay the foundation for the post-decade legacy, and also to inform the dialogue at the 2028 UN Ocean Conference and contribute to the post-decade agenda dialogue on ocean issues. So beyond the scope of UN Ocean Decade, there's also a UN Science Decade that was announced back in 2023, and it's the International Decade of Sciences for Sustainable Development. So this decade offers a unique opportunity for humanity to fully harness the power of science in advancing sustainable development and securing a safe future for everyone. And this is a cross-coast initiative I just mentioned, led by my host institution, East China Normal University, together with Future Earth Coast. The vision is to facilitate safe, healthy, and prosperous coastal zones. And except for that, we also have our strategic global partnerships, and the Belmont Forum, the World Coastal Forum, and also IOC Westpac have long-term be a partner with Future Earth Coasts. Next up, I will introduce a global initiative within the Future Earth Coast umbrella, a regional initiative, and to show some barriers and the global perspectives and narratives that we managed to build by engaging stakeholders and partners within our network. So Toward the Coast is an initiative with the overarching goal to get global perspectives on coastal sustainability to facilitate knowledge exchange, because our networks, partners and participants, they join the networks and they bring unique perspectives which reflect diverse coastal systems, geographies, and socioeconomic contexts. And for us, it's actually an opportunity to amplify our collective impact, because this is an underutilized knowledge. So through a series of events, journal special issue, and a few external engagements, events in Chicago and also in Helsinki, in the conferences, and also some online consultations, eventually we launched the global report, and I will show some graphs with all of you and share some findings. And in total, we engaged more than 200 participants from 79 countries across 6 continents. And we asked them to identify priorities for sustainability research, and we can see governance and individual culture and community and ecological health were identified as priorities. We also asked them to identify barriers to sustainability and what do they think coastal sustainability to mean in the context of their research. So eventually we managed to build a narrative of coastal sustainability, the definition. So coastal sustainability starts from healthy ecosystem that enable human well-being that will lead to socioeconomic benefits, but that requires responsible governance that will strengthen climate resilience and adaptation. But of course, we also need to sustain future generations. So it's a continuous feedback and adaptation for a sustainable coast. It's a balancing process between ecological preservation and socioeconomic development across present and future generations. Yes, and next up, it's a funded project. It's a regional level analysis for coastal sustainability. It's a funded project from Future Earth, a cross-cutting initiative grant program to connect global and regional initiatives as a platform for knowledge, innovation, and solutions, integrating research, governance, technology, and local action to strengthen coastal and marine ecosystem management. It's called the Meta Network, a network of network. So we mainly carry out activities in Southeast Asia. And it has been more than 2 years we've been running this project. We established 8 working groups, and we have more than 80 core members and more than 400 participants in our capacity building activities. We also carried out a gap analysis at regional level, mainly in Asia, and we engaged more than 18 organizations. We asked them, because we want to know the existing collaboration efforts, what's the barrier, what's the opportunities, and to guide the design of an effective meta network. So we asked them who is working on coastal and marine sustainability and how do they currently collaborate, and what are the main challenges and opportunities for synergy, and what kind of structures the network could take to facilitate collaboration. So we can see from the current collaboration landscape that all the participants indicate joint projects, data sharing, capacity building, and we found this collaboration is widespread but fragmented. As the main structural barriers persist, they are funding, governance, and also communication. So we do need a network to boost the coherence and synergy through an enabling environment of shared platforms and sustainable financing. And we also asked them the collaboration areas to be prioritized and their preferred network model. We found that they prefer multi-resource funding with international and private sectors, key to sustainability, and also a hybrid model, blending thematic clusters with regional hubs. So we also ask questions about for the future, for early career researchers and the community core design. We found that sustainability is driven by technical training for early career researchers and participatory monitoring with local communities. So the main take-home messages are here. Funding is the first blocker. Transdisciplinarity is the standard. Institutionalize the early career researchers' voices, and projects must be co-designed with communities to ensure policy relevance and data accuracy. And next up is our long-term commitment and empowerment of early career researchers. It's another funded project from Future Earth, cross-cutting initiative grant program. And Future Earth Coast is leading this program. And it kicked off last year back in April. And the goal is to build a coastal sustainability value chain starting from combining indigenous and academic knowledge using the equity lens at Future Earth Coast, just transitions and hazard mitigation, and facilitate early career researchers in dissemination of their scientific output through capacity building, then turn their scientific output into knowledge, technology transfer, eventually to build partnerships and to facilitate collaboration. So in the past years, we have run a lot of webinars and also a global photography exhibition. And in total, we organized 12 capacity building events with more than 1,000 participants. We established a mangroves restoration task force spanning Africa, Australia, Asia, and Americas. And we launched 1 interview series and 2 capacity building series, also advanced the EU-China Blue Carbon Partnership and UNESCO guidelines for just transitions. So this is an example that how a global research network could facilitate scientific projects. So Future Earth Coast has been the platform for the collaboration between EU-China Blue Carbon projects. The EU project is Sea Blues, and the Chinese funded project is Blue Seas. So it's to connect EU and China experts to build global scientific capacity. They utilize Future Coast Network and platform to establish a dialogue and to accelerate knowledge exchange, to showcase their cutting-edge methods like mapping, modeling, and assessing blue carbon and greenhouse gas dynamics. And it also, of course, to empower early career researchers. And this is another interview series within the umbrella of our Building Future Leadership project. It's called Voices of Experience. And Professor Liang just mentioned we need to communicate, we need to learn from their life experience. So we encourage early career researchers to ask questions to senior scientists and experts to explore their leadership through lived experience, to inspire them through honest reflections and intergenerational exchange, not only in their career journey in academia, but also in their life journey. So this is our long-standing initiative for almost a decade. It's Future Earth Coast Fellows session. So our fellows will lead these kind of fellows sessions and to equip early career researchers with insights that connect academic research to real-world applications and also to build meaningful networking opportunities. So these are a few we have other dialogue interview series to have dialogue with female scientists, with senior scientists, with editors. And in the meantime, we also launched a small grant program to facilitate early career researchers to run their small scientific projects. And for the empowerment of youth, and we built a alumni network, and we also joined the Ocean Decade Campus Alliance. And so on World Oceans Day, we facilitated a lot of exhibitions and activities and engagements with children, basically, yeah. So this is some photos of our global outreach, and I think this is my presentation. Thank you so much.
Dr. Shai Fan, thank you very much for your very nice talk. I really learned a lot. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. If there are any questions, please unmute yourself and ask the questions or drop them directly in the question and answer box. I'm going to wait for some minutes. Okay, I have a question, Dr. Shayinfan.
Yes.
Since we are halfway through the Ocean Decade program, so are there any plans after 2030? Do you have any plans after this year, this decade? Because
you mean my
yes.
Beyond this decade, you mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a question basically for all the programs, actions, and projects. That's the same question for GEM as well, for Mega Delta, and for a lot of endorsed action leaders. So, which actually that's the mission. That's one of the goals for the upcoming UN Ocean Decade Conference. Really to synthesize the scientific output to find a way forward. And we need to leave some legacies. But of course, currently we identify as reflected in a lot of Future Coast global and regional surveys, we found that a lot of projects, their life cycles are just 3 to 5 years. And funding is also a barrier. So which means we need to put our efforts together, because I think the problem here now is collaboration's a bit fragmented, and we have all the scientific knowledge, but how can we build a narrative together? How can we streamline this knowledge? And how can we make this knowledge policy relevant? How can we make this knowledge investment ready? That's a goal. So we still have, let's say, 4 years to work on this. The same for the Mega Delta program. The last 5 years, second half of the program is really to focus on ensuring scientific knowledge could be transferred into solutions. Then we test the solutions. So I think that's the goal and it's a shared goal, which is good, because then we're together in an evolving system, and we put all our resources together. We can identify a pathway.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Any other questions? Yeah, folks.
Okay, maybe I ask one. I
Okay.
would like to congratulate Dr. Xiao Yufan. She is really great communicator. I was impressed in the past meetings. She always gave a really good sharing on policy, and also she is really good in organize this big consortium, Future Earth Coast. I would like to know, among all the work you have done, what is the most quickest one or most impactful one you think is something you achieve quickly so far, and then tell us why this is important, and then any difficulty you have to deal with over this big quickest project.
You're asking about my personal journey or for Future Earth Coast? Because I think all these achievements, like I mentioned, it's actually with a long historical path, and it's not my personal. I'm just a
I mean,
representative. I'm just
just
a voice to
those
communicate.
projects
Yeah.
you contribute most, the one
Yes.
you have a really fond memory, the one you still think is a quick achievement, whatever, not necessarily related to your own work now. So anything you
Yeah,
think you make big difference. Yeah.
I would say that's the initiative of Tour Coast, because that's really the thing that was called it's a bottom-up initiative within our network. And it was not funded by any external funding resources. It was just purely funded by our own network. And everyone worked on voluntary basis. And yeah, but with a shared goal, we need to build a narrative for coastal sustainability. We need to identify what's the barriers, what's the priorities, and what we can do. Could this be developed into a policy brief? And we want to know the landscape. So that's why we got such high participation. And of course, like I mentioned, it's like Future Earth Coast is really with a lot of experts, a lot of joint efforts. Nobody can pull one thing off, and we are all in this journey together. But I think the most challenging part for this is that you need to recognize, be humble, and recognize all the culture difference, language differences, development differences. We always need to stick to the diversity, equity, inclusivity, and we need to be humble. And for example, when we talk to indigenous communities, we can't use scientific, the wording of scientific. We better use academic, because their knowledge, traditional knowledge, it's also scientific, it's also valid, it's also effective. So I think it's challenging, but it's also exciting and motivating to see that once you take one step and get rid of your own, out of your own bubble, then to see what's happening in the other part of the world and how people perceive coastal sustainability. And because we are under the same pressure, we are faced by the same challenge. That's a global climate change challenge. We have different ways, different paths, different understandings. So keep an open mind. I think that's the only way forward. And I do appreciate, because actually, personally, I joined Future Earth Coast only for 4 years. And for my personal path, I was a marine biogeochemist. But then I had a PhD blue, because I was a modeler. I realized that the model for decision making I built, it was microbenthos biodiversity model to indicate where to do judging, where not, for policymakers. But of course, nobody cared. That was my PhD blue. Then I transitioned to work at Science Policy Interface at European Marine Observation Data Network Secretariat. Then I realized, okay, actually policymakers, they don't care about raw data, for example. They care about knowledge product. They care about investment-ready data, decision-ready data. They only want this. So how to do this? I think that's a bottleneck now. And I think that's also the main challenge for a lot of networks and projects. That if we resolve this, we can also resolve the issue to sustain the life cycle, the projects, also to make all our projects sustainable, because then we also have fundings. So I think that's the main challenge. And so far, I don't really have a very good solution. We've been pushing this, and that's why we pitched this Delta Accelerator project and initiative, but we're still negotiating with the funders. Yes.
So another follow-up question. So every time I see you full of energy, very dynamic. So how can you sustain in such a long 4 years program already? So do you have a downtime sometime? Do you have say some time with
That's what impressed, because my energy is not from inside, it's from my colleagues, from all of you actually, because for these international networks, like all of you, we have meetings around midnight. When I complain about late meetings at 9 p.m., when I see an almost retiring professor at almost 70 years old, sitting there in front of the screen at 2 a.m. in his time zone, I think my exhaustion would all be gone, actually. That's
very good.
that's why I think, this kind of intergenerational network, it's not about knowledge transfer. Our interviews, it's not only about science, not only about technology, it's about passion, it's about dedication, it's about commitment. So that's the same.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what we want to tell the next generation, tell our kids. Yes, you see, that's a group of, I think that's my energy resource as well. Every time when I think about this, I mentioned 4 years in this network, but their work, passion, laid together more than 36 years. And even before that, at UNDP and IGBP, this kind of preparation, it's more than that.
Fantastic. That is love. Very good. So Demi, I pass back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting section. We want to thank Dr. Li and Dr. Shaifan for their very impactful presentation. Thank you very much.
Hello, I think there's still some question in there. If
any
maybe
other
you'd like to respond.
Any other questions?
Or not, but there's a question about my query for all is from Charu about how may we measure the impact of ocean literacy? Is there a matrix for the same? Perhaps someone can take that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this is actually, we did some kind of literature review about the evaluation of ocean literacy, but unfortunately, there is no kind of this metrics for the same for each ocean literacy project. So my understanding, my perspective of ocean literacy is about, think about you are planting a tree. You cannot measure it in very short time. So like ocean sustainability is a very long-term vision for future. So yeah, yes, because even though you say, okay, how many people are here, but it's still difficult to evaluate what's the impact for their, because sometimes you can ask so many people here, but it doesn't mean all of them are really very passionate about this. So for me, if I have some activity or project or some side events, I prefer these people are come here by passion, by interest, by their desire, by their curiosity, but not by kind of somebody asking to be here. Yeah, so it's not easy to do this, but yeah, several academia researchers, they are trying to find one, but currently, it's very challenging to do so. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank you very
last
much.
question,
There's another question.
Rachel Wise asked maybe this question to Dr. Fan. How do researchers become a part of your network?
Thank you. So there are a few ways. First of all, you can join our fellowship, and it's designed for early to mid-career researchers. And once you become our fellow, you can lead our fellow session. You can design any formats you would like any literature discussion. It could be a workshop. It could be anything in any formats. And also, you can apply to affiliate your project with Future Earth Coast. And of course, I see from Small Island, it's one of Future Earth Coast's hotspots. So we really welcome you to join Future Earth Coast. Of course, we have a lot of training sessions and just a sign up. Yeah.
Another last question from
There's another question.
From a master student. I think to Shenghui.
Yes, Pastor
How do I get involved locally in Germany and home myself as a result of share to my community in India?
Yeah, I think there is an UNESCO have an ocean literacy kind of platform. So you can register as a member to, I hope I can find the link soon. I mean, you can search UNESCO ocean literacy, then you can register a member. So there are a lot of researchers or the representative from NGO or from other companies, even governments, they have a high passion, very many expertise to do this kind of work. So you can register, and they also have some, then you will subscribe their email list or newsletter, then you will receive a lot of information about ocean literacy. I believe there is also others. Also, you can subscribe or ECOP Programmes newsletter, also some related opportunities or project that probably could be connect. Another one would be connect the ECOP Germany or ECOP India. I don't know whether already established, but I mean, it could be contact. And also, I think there are lots of ocean literacy projects in EU, so you can search to trying to find at the local level. But meanwhile, I think you can do from your on-site, like even though there's no other opportunity or project there, but you can be very actively to connect with the local community to by yourself, to share your knowledge. I think they will be very welcome you to give a talk like in primary school or in some community or connect with the local NGO. That's a lot of way to do this. Thank you so much.
Much.
Yeah.
There's another question.
I'll just quickly add to that. Like you mentioned, if you don't know specifically if ECOP Germany and India exist, but yes, they do exist. Both ECOP Germany and India exist. So for the last person also asking, I think Joshua asking if in Africa, how to connect. There is ECOP Africa, there's ECOP in a lot of the countries. I think Ghana, there's ECOP Ghana. It's not very active, but there are other initiatives, mostly through the ECOP program, that you can connect with a lot of other ECOPs and experts in the field. Yeah.
Any other question? If there are no questions, we'd like to thank Dr. Li and Dr. Shayu for their presentations. And we also thank everybody for making our time to attend our webinar in collaboration with the ECOP. Because of technical glitch, I think the panelists and the guests are the only ones that can open their cameras. So we'd like to invite the panelists, the guest speakers, and Professor Kenneth Leong to have a group photo. Thank you. So we are going to take the photo at the count of 3. Are we ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Also, thank you, future US course. Thank you for your support and thank you, ECOP Programme. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in our
Yeah.
next webinar.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Bye bye.
everybody.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye.